I'll fix it.
Is this thing on?
You get a divorce.
Who's getting a divorce?
That's how you make the box go away.
Boo.
Comedy!
Hit my headset in.
Comedy honest.
Pay no mind to him, America. He thinks he's funny.
Yeah.
Divorce. That's what makes the box go away. Not that.
Your wife's box.
Yeah, metaphor.
Yeah, like a girl's like a vagina.
Yes, I get it.
I got it. My rubber GC alive. We've had to
Sitting here with
Jeff. It's
Okay.
anti-vagina rhetoric.
I'm going to change our names to anti-vagina rhetoric. It sounds like a good band name or something.
It does sound like a terrorist organization, doesn't it?
Well, there's plenty of those going around this week.
ADR.
I mean, come on. We live. How are the odd couple going tonight, this week? You living?
What else?
Oh, God, no.
What is there to say?
Yeah.
I don't know. What are you doing?
That's why we're asking
Nobody
you. What have you
said.
been doing?
I'm working.
Jeff's been at work.
Working on
I've been sort of a flit in, flit out nanny whenever I can be bothered.
Are you flitting out, leaving the children on their own?
I took walks in nature.
I take him to work.
Hello,
I
Dogsy.
took walks every day. I had the babies. But yeah, we just went for a walk.
Oh, you're co-parenting. That's cute.
I know.
Am I really doing that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
For somebody who's on vacation, you are very helpful.
You sound like you're doing more than I ever do when I'm there. So
You just yell at the kids until they clean
That's not
something.
true at all. That's not true at all.
Yeah.
You do different.
I do it differently.
Yeah.
What
Very, 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 very much appreciated. So,
it's all
any
good.
help
I'm
is
just
very
joking.
welcome. And I love you
Joking
both.
around with you.
Oh.
So you've seen in the new year in America, Luke. How was New Year's?
It was.
Oh,
It was. Look, we didn't have a big night, did we? We went to an open bar that you pay just your entry for and left after one drink. I recall that because the people there had more than just one drink, and there was some people that were doing more than drinking. I think they were on a whole other planet.
oh,
so,
that one dude.
Yeah.
You're talking about the dancer. Oh, he was messing around.
yeah, we had to leave.
Messing. Yeah.
We left.
Oh, that was. I don't want to say the name of that one, but that was
Yeah, maybe we don't say the establishment.
nice one.
Right?
Red.
Okay.
Right. We started downstairs at another place that's rather new.
Right?
Which was fun. I didn't get a drink because the person was new, so I was like the sober person, which was weird. Yeah, no, we paid like $100 something plus with the tip. The one place.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Well, it was all you could drink, but it wasn't. We were just like, nah, this ain't it.
Wasn't.
Skis
wasn't
down.
the bar
man.
No,
for.
no.
Yeah.
So we didn't care. You know what I mean? Like it's just fucking, it's money. So then we,
Fuck it, it's funny.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like you knew you were going to spend money on New Year's Eve, right? You know what I mean? Like you planned money. So, you know, we went to another one. We were there for quite a while. Ran into a whole bunch of people we knew. We were walking everywhere. We walked downtown. We walked all through. It was nice. It was a nice night. The weather was decent. Like it was great. And then, you know, shit that you just never see coming. Fucking always loves to slap you upside the fucking head. And, yeah, it was an early night. Yeah.
What about you two ladies? What did you do? Did you do anything exciting for New Year's?
I did nothing exciting. I worked till 5. I came home. My sister made steaks and and potatoes, and we watched the ball drop. I was in bed by 1.
I was watching Christina's attempt. Christina's daughter's attempt to stay up. I tapped out about 11. So,
She tapped out around like 11:35. She was
Oh,
out.
so close.
So
So
close.
close.
And then I like woke her up at like 11:55. I was like, get up! I'm like, we have 5 minutes. So she made it. I mean, either way.
My 22-year-old nephew slept through midnight.
Oh. Yeah, she was a trooper though. She made it through. I mean, she was determined, so
that's good.
she tried.
Bless.
She'll get it next year.
Disappointed, like with the next.
Yeah.
Was she like all pissed off?
What?
Was she all pissed off the next morning?
No, she wasn't pissed off because she woke up at like 8:00 the next morning, and I was like, "Are you exhausted?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay."
I remember like
sleep,
trying to stay up and like missing it, and then being pissed because we didn't have like streaming services where you could watch it. Nobody was.
No, she didn't miss it. I had to wake her up. I woke her up at 11:55. She watched it.
Oh,
Yeah, I woke her up to
We
watch
were
it.
gossiping.
Oh yeah. Because she was sleeping on the
who was
couch.
the performer when the ball dropped? Who performed?
I don't even know. I think it was the Jonas Brothers.
I don't either.
Mariah.
Oh. I was watching Anderson Cooper and
Mariah's
Andy
been
Cohen.
put back
Oh,
in
I
the
was
story.
watching Ryan Seacrest.
You remember the good old?
I wanted to watch Ryan Seacrest, but my sister. What's that?
Dick Clark balls would drop.
Dick Clark is still on the menu. He just isn't visible.
we had Robbie Williams here in Australia, and America doesn't know who Robbie
Yes,
Williams
we
is. It's a whole
do.
big thing on TikTok. Yeah, I know. Have you not been on TikTok lately? It's a whole big discourse that Robbie Williams isn't famous because he's not famous in America. It's like, okay, cool. But yeah, we had Robbie Williams.
We're not
up
famous because
until-
we're not famous in America.
He was performing up until 11:59. I was like, he like just finished his last song, like the last bit of Angels. The host came on stage and went, "Thanks, Robbie. 10-second countdown." I was like, "Oh shit, it's on!" So, yeah,
Oh
I was
wow.
like watching the clock. This is the most exciting part of my night. I sat at home by myself, and had 3 drinks. Wait, he's too sweet. And then fell asleep at 10 o'clock, woke up at 10:15, and yeah, had a rager. Happy New Year.
So funny.
Younger me,
You're such a fun
younger me
group.
would be so sad. I'm like, oh.
Yes, younger me would have been very disappointed.
But, you know.
For years, they call New Year's amateur night, and I was the amateur. That was my night to get stupid.
Yeah, it's a
The life
rock
I
out.
used to live.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rock out. Yeah, let's go. Frog monster.
No, it was.
Embarrassing.
I was fine with like coming back, not having a hangover. Like, you know, I
Right.
just assumed not
Yeah.
be fucked up the next day.
Yeah.
It's nice to just get out for a little bit, come home, and not be a train wreck. So I'm real cool with that. And I enjoyed walking everywhere and not freezing my balls off. That was it. That made it nice.
Yeah.
And getting to like see everything.
Thank you, global warming.
And it wasn't packed.
Oh, well, it's going to be freezing as hell for the next 10 days.
Yeah, it's supposed to snow on Monday here.
It's supposed to snow for 10 days.
What?
10 days.
Don't tell the Australians getting cabin fever.
Look at the face, Luke. Sorry.
No, not for him. Fuck him. For me.
Me too, kiddo. I don't want
I'm
to
in
give
denial of this shit.
I know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Luke.
It though.
Jeffrey's
I
going to
don't
come
know,
home
he's gonna be,
one
like, in
day and Luke's
heaven.
going to be sitting at the dining table.
I'm just gonna one day be like, I had it.
The Shining,
I'm just
the
gonna
typewriter.
go back to Missouri.
All work and
Is
no
this-
play.
wait, can I ask
No
Luke-
play.
Is this like her first time seeing snow? Oh
Yes. Yes, it has.
my god. Is there a place to go sledding?
Yeah, they've been sledding. on a Paw Patrol.
Oh, really?
I'll
Oh,
send you the video.
cute.
They went downstairs.
Oh my God, please
They
send
thought
me
it was cute on Home Alone, so they wanted to do that.
Yeah. Oh my God, you can actually go down your back steps. I didn't even think about that. That's actually.
Did you go up to the
that's
high
not a
school?
bad idea.
Go up to the high school?
No.
No.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Get to the high school now.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be so much fun. I'm so excited for her. That's awesome. Like at least you guys got snow. You know, like you got to experience snow and like I mean, that's so cool.
I looked at that weather forecast and I just went.
And seeing that. Yeah, that
I might be able to
sucks.
fly out.
Living in it. When do you leave?
If that happens.
When's your departure
When do
date?
you leave?
14th. 14th.
4 days?
14th.
The 14th.
Oh, 14th. I was like, 4 days. It should stop snowing by the 14th.
Yeah, I know. I need to wait now.
Yeah,
I've
you'll
ordered
be
the
alright.
Wicked dolls. See, they're hard to
Oh.
get because of that porn link they had on the box. I had to get them off Amazon. So they're on the they come before we leave. Thank goodness.
Can't leave.
That was a must-have.
Right? Did she get her Wicked cup? That's what she wanted too.
No. No Wicked cup. What else did she not get?
The wand.
No wand. She also wanted some like jewelry case or something. I was like, nope. Just get the dolls.
You can get the jewelry cases here at Big W.
Oh, there you go. Something less than the right.
Yeah,
Only like $25 here.
Santa left some stuff over there too, didn't he?
Apparently. Allegedly.
That's what I have heard.
Allegedly, Santa had left some stuff
Maybe
in Australia.
he left like the broom and the wand over there by the bed. Didn't he?
Man,
The bed. Unwrapped.
Yeah.
sounds plausible.
The Santa.
Sounds plausible. I love it.
Sounds like I might have to now arrange this.
Oh, I thought I had said something to you.
Oh, no.
I heard
God, she doesn't watch the show.
She's probably already asleep, right?
Yeah, she's.
They're
I'm
they're
accustomed to
melatonin
time.
out of their minds.
Yeah.
Can't talk about that on air.
lavender, honey, lavender.
Yes.
It's on the
It used
pillow.
to be a Finnegan for us. Have a
Oh,
Finnegan
I
and a lie
told you
down.
this. It has the opposite effect on me. I feel like
Really? I have a lot of atypical reactions. You know, people use Benadryl to help them sleep. I take a Benadryl and I could dig a fucking pool.
next time you need
Hilarious.
Beer's coming over with the Benadryl.
Beer's gonna
You
help
know
you
what?
renovate
It
that
just so
kitchen, Jeff.
happens. I don't think people kids realize that their trampoline's been in the foyer this whole time, and then Santa forgot. Well, I forgot to say no, but I was because that fucker was so big and heavy, nobody could move it. Tell them. So I think it's just been the box that's been living in the foyer.
No
for a
one
while.
noticed it.
January 6th is Little Christmas. You can say it's Russian
you
Christmas.
could take some Benadryl and come like straighten out the yard for that.
You have to
Yeah,
do
build a
Jeff's
trampoline.
Yeah, I can't do stairs anymore.
Down there too.
It's 14 foot across or some shit.
That's a big ass
I
trampoline.
didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not going up till spring.
You don't have enough space in your yard for that.
That's his whole yard. It's
It's gonna be a
14.
good tester because you know.
It's not level, is it?
Sarah and I were talking about. She helped me design the backyard with the pool. You know, so we'll get to see what the pool would look like.
Where are you gonna? Their backyard isn't level. Oh, what
they've
happened?
left- Yeah, their backyard isn't level, so I don't know.
It's
where
not
you
yeah.
go.
level. He's gonna have to put that in the front yard.
His front yard's not big enough for 14 foot.
I know.
He's gonna have to put it in Chanel
Oh
Place.
man.
Put it in the
That is
just put it in the side yard. like between the houses. Boy,
Yeah, in the side yard. Yeah, Stefan would.
See if he can get to.
Stefan would love that. I think.
Yeah.
See if they can get up to
I
the
think-
second story window.
I think.
Oh my god,
Right.
that is funny.
Oh,
Oh, man.
hold on.
Are they coming back?
online.
There they
Yes.
are.
Something has happened.
What? Did you guys see any? All of a sudden, it just was like, boom, sorry, there's technical difficulty.
Nope,
Just
we didn't see
disappeared
that.
on us.
Like, I didn't know if the whole show got shut down because it was a StreamYard thing. We were
No,
Just
no, I
you
think it's
guys.
just you, boo.
Just you.
Just you.
Well,
All right, folks. We've talked enough about Christmas and New Year's and all that shit. Let's get into the real shit.
The
All
real
right.
shit.
Hot load of hot topics.
A hot load of shit.
Oh, I was supposed to make a
Squirt
A
noise.
voiceover clip for you, wasn't I, Luke? I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yes,
Come on, you
would you
say-
rather?
Oh, God. Okay. New Year's has well and truly kicked off in a spectacular fashion.
Has
So,
it?
first of all, was New Orleans, right?
Right.
What happened there?
Right. So
Truck
30
drive.
Is it how
An
many-
individual
is-
in a truck drove through a police barricade up onto the sidewalk
in the French Quarter?
in the French Quarter, around midnight, New Year's Eve, 3:00 in the morning.
35?
35 were injured, 15 are dead. 50
15 are
victims
dead.
in total. He got out of his truck at some point and started
Ready
shooting,
to open fire. Yeah.
opened fire, and the police took him out and after 3 shots.
Cool.
But
Terrifying.
I'm glad he's dead.
As
They're not
someone
pretty
who has
Where's that?
been to the French Quarter multiple times,
me too.
it's not something that you ever expect to happen. You know,
It's not something you expect anywhere. That's why it's terrifying. You don't expect it. You know, there's no place, even in America where we love our fucking guns, there's no place you go where you expect to get shot.
But that
They
happened in New
are-
York. The person drove
they are
through.
reticent.
Yes, it did
yeah,
happen in New York like 2 summers ago. But
Yeah.
that's not the only terror activity this week.
Yeah,
this
they're
year.
reticent to label. They're reticent to label that one a terrorist attack. Well,
Yes.
the FBI were trying to keep it stum.
Well, because
But-
he said he wanted to kill his wife and children, but decided he'd get more publicity if he killed other people. So,
imagine being your
so
wife and
that's,
children.
you know,
Wow.
how is that?
Yeah.
But then the gentleman in Vegas
Correct.
had a political
Trump
agenda.
Towers.
Trump Towers.
Trump Resort. Sorry,
Yep.
Trump Resort in Vegas in a Tesla,
Hmm.
filled with explosives and fireworks. Luckily, only took himself out.
Took himself out on purpose.
Yeah.
Died of self-inflicted wound before the bomb detonated.
But luckily, there was no one else.
So was
7
he-
people
killed in
injured.
that.
7
A
people
far
injured.
left
7 people injured,
terrorist.
but
He's the only fatality. And then
He's the only
today
yep.
in South Carolina, a trucker was being pulled over for a routine traffic stop. He announced that he had an IED in the back of his truck. And I-85, and I believe it was, in South Carolina, has been shut down for 2.5 hours.
And was there not a mass shooting in Queens?
There was a mass shooting. Well, a mass shooting in a Target.
No,
Yes.
15.
Yeah.
So
So it's been, 5 terrorist attacks and 5 acts of terror in a day and a half.
Somebody was
So-
pushed onto the train tracks 2 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then somebody was slashed in the subway.
in some way,
like 4
Chris
days
Olsen,
ago.
yeah, Chris Olsen was on TikTok.
Yes, Chris
there,
Olsen.
doing all that.
And he apologized
fuck.
to the woman who apparently some woman recognized him as he was running through the train and said,
Who
"Aren't you Chris
who asked-
Olsen?" And she
Asked
said,
for, like, not now. It's like, in the
I mean,
middle
it's
of,
not
like,
funny, but it is
even if-
funny.
in the middle of imminent danger, people are like, "Are you a social media celebrity?"
Yeah, exactly.
No, just run for your life, you motherfucker. Like,
I think I've told this story on air before, but in years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, I don't know how long ago it was. My sister Lisa was assistant manager at Ames department store, and a fire was set in the back of the store. And Lisa called the fire department. She evacuated the store. She did everything she needed to do. She got everybody out alive. There was one woman who wanted to pay for her purchase, and Lisa kept saying, "No, no, just leave, just leave." And the woman's like, "No, I want to buy this. I want to buy this." And my sister finally just said, "Take the fucking thing." And so the day after she got a commendation from Ames corporate, she got written up for saying, "Take the fucking thing" to the woman.
That's gotta be right. That smells exactly like retail.
Yeah.
That smells like retail to me. Thank you for your selfless.
You know, in the middle of a crisis, people are so full of denial, you know? It doesn't register.
You see it all the time. Like when I worked for the shopping mall customer service, we would literally have the big, like the continuous siren, the "get the fuck out or you're gonna die" siren going, the fire doors closing over the exits, and people running in with trolleys trying to shop. I'm like, get the fuck out. I actually said to someone, I'm like, get the fuck out. Like, what are you doing? Can you not see the massive people exiting the shopping mall?
Oh my god.
People
Could you imagine?
fucking gone in the head.
Shopping.
I can just imagine what Jeff would say if somebody was like, "I want a sub," and like the back of the store was on fire.
Jeff would be like, "Let's get you to Jeff would be like, get you to that register. Faster.
You hurry up, come on, put it
You want
together.
You want to upsize that and make it a meal?
You want fries?
Hold it quick.
Try us on DoorDash. It's gonna be okay.
For $2, I'll throw in a cookie.
Yeah. Oh man, we got chocolate in the front of the box.
I feel like that is like the new version of natural selection. I feel like we should let people just do things. And just go, you want to run into a burning building?
Yeah, have fun.
Bye,
boo. Like I posted, Luke, you'll remember this story, and I think we did cover it on the show. The girl that got hit by the roller coaster at I think it was the Sydney show.
Yeah.
Is now trying to sue the company.
Oh, right. I saw this story.
Trying to sue the company for her horrific injuries and her life-altering injuries.
Wasn't she hired when she walked on?
She also, and they're also like, they told her not to do it. They blocked her from doing it. They blocked the entry. And she waited until the entry wasn't manned, jumped over to get her phone and got hit by a roller coaster. And she's trying to sue
phone?
Her phone.
I thought she was trying to rescue her child.
No, her phone.
Oh.
What a dumb bitch.
As somebody said in the comments to the original article in the Daily Mail, so when do the people that witnessed that get to sue her?
Right.
Because she had horrendous catastrophic injuries, and there were people on that roller coaster that weren't allowed off that roller coaster.
Yeah, they
there were witnesses. By bits of it. There was there are people that have had to see that, just like the witnesses in New Orleans. Like there's been a fair few accounts that were there, you know, on the night, and they have to now live witnessing these horrible things.
There was footage from security footage from a police camera on a lamppost, and it shows the truck coming down Bourbon Street and the people just diving. And there's this one woman standing on the corner, completely oblivious to the fact that this truck is coming at her, you know. And finally she moves, and she moves just a half a foot, and she saved her own life in that last final second.
She's Final Destination to self. She's like,
yeah.
Step out.
But
that's fucked up. But what, as I said, you would never expect it. You've got to be like, especially it's Bourbon Street on
it
New
is
Year's
Bourbon
Eve.
Street.
Like, you're lucky that anyone's fucking cognizant enough to get out of the way of a car.
Right.
But
right.
maybe I'm just exposing my experiences on Bourbon Street. But, you know.
Everybody's experience on Bourbon Street.
Right? Yeah. I don't call it Bourbon Street for no reason, girl.
Bourbon Street is the biggest dive bar in the world.
I think I've told this story many times, but when we drove in, and at 9 a.m. we drove down Bourbon Street, and a guy in a 3-piece business suit stumbled out of a bar and vomited in the street. I'm like, you're gonna like it here. 20-something-year-old Stevie liked it there. We ended up selling shots on the street so that we got free drinks. Every shot that we sold, every shot we sold to a passerby, we got 2. So, yeah. The Australian accent comes in handy, but yeah, I just can't imagine having, you know.
A nightclub, you're asking the wrong bitch.
True.
I can't hear you.
I was saying, where do these opportunities arise for people? I never got to do things like this.
Were you ever on Bourbon Street?
No.
And I said, I worked in a nightclub, so you're asking the wrong bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I had a whole fucking... I'm glad there was no camera phone.
Right. I very rarely paid for drinks, but that's another story.
I actually spent my 30th birthday on Bourbon Street.
Oh, there we go.
Nice. I want to go to New Orleans.
Oh, I'm just glad the response by police was up to scratch, unlike LASD, whose dispatch system has been down since New Year's Eve.
Oh, jeez.
Escaped from LA, quite literally.
There was some footage today. There was like 10 officers on the street corner, and they mobilized fast. I mean, they were
Bourbon Street.
Yeah. I mean, you cannot fault the police response on Bourbon Street. They mobilized fast. I mean, he opened fire and they had him down in 3 shots.
Why do you think these crazy people do this stuff, Jeffrey?
They're bored.
They're what?
For the publicity, like you said.
Well, it's mental health. We have this discussion all the time. It's mental health.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mental health and notoriety, because you don't...
Mental health and the ready availability of firearms.
And like it or not, there's celebrity that comes with it now as well.
I'm sure in some cases
we're talking about them.
It plays a part.
Yeah.
We're talking. It's the easy way to become. It's a line from Scream 4. You don't have to be famous, and you don't have talent anymore. You just have to have fucked up shit happen to you,
or cause fucked up shit.
Right? It's just
yeah.
It gives me the ick. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
We'll move on because it's all starting to give me an ick. We'll get some more. Sorry.
So that was a lovely upbeat story to start off on.
Oh well, look, we'll go to another one. Liam Payne.
What?
The arrests have happened. There are people going to jail for 5 people now.
It's the way to keep it upbeat.
Well, I'm trying to get through the grim stuff first, but the family believe that this will be their road to justice now that these 5 people have been charged with his death. So hopefully more power to you. More death before we get on to some good stuff.
Oh, Jimmy Carter.
100.
Oh, Jimmy.
I don't know. Look, I don't know if I want to be 100.
Especially that Jimmy was in bad shape the last year of his life. He was wheelchair bound and
funny farm? Yeah, they wheeled him off to the no.
He was 24-hour skilled nursing. I don't know if he was actually in a facility, but he definitely had 24 hours.
He had to go have a rest.
I think
you know,
but
it's still Christina.
It's still a very sad thing. He was underachieved as president, for sure. But he did some
efforts.
glorious and wonderful things in his post-presidential life.
Yeah, I just don't know if I want to be 100 if it's,
Oh man.
If it's,
he wrote 30 fucking books. This man did not waste a lot of time.
Jesus Christ.
I don't want to be 100 if it's like me just dribbling in the chair. I do that when I'm tired.
He was vital right up until the last 4 years.
Yeah.
He was building houses for Habitat for Humanity and going on fishing trips. He was 84 years old when he flew to South Korea to pick up that one American.
The more I hear about these people that like fight through illness and I'm like, no.
Well, I've told you my story about the Oregon Trail.
I'm just going under the Chelsea Handler things. I don't even want to fight a cold anymore. I'm not going to fight it like.
I remember reading about the Oregon Trail and these people battling wildfires and Native Americans and wild animals, and I'm just like, I would just lay down in the fucking prairie and say, go ahead, leave me here, go on without me. I'm not doing this.
Can't do it.
Oh, Dogsy. Of course Dogsy has a story. The Mrs. Grandma is 100 this year and she still gets the local kids on the lawn with the hose. Good on her.
All right.
Get off my lawn, you little bastard.
It's the weather in SoCal. They grow longer.
But kids are just assholes. Too. Just stay on your own property.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Pop culture icon Jocelyn Wildenstein.
I thought she was dead before. I was surprised to find out she was still alive.
She's looked dead for quite a while, but
icon is a bit of a stretch.
Who the fuck is she?
She's a wealthy divorcee.
I know who she is, but icon,
yeah, I agree. But she's had way too much plastic surgery.
Well, she always got morticians working on her now.
Why would they need to? She's got so much plastic hair.
I was like, let's not be shady ladies. I was like, let's try and find a decent photo of her. That's the most decent photo.
She has so much plastic in her face. She's not going to decompose for a decade.
Yeah.
What?
Cher'll still be releasing albums, and her face will just be like,
She's had like hundreds and hundreds of surgeries, more fillers.
And you can tell it was like original version bad plastic surgery too, because she messed up.
She resembled a cat.
Right under her eyes.
and her eyes were so.
Why do people do that? Why do people want these big apple cheeks?
Because it pulls all this sliding shit down.
I want less.
All the shit that's sliding down here goes up there.
It's tightening your skin.
Yeah. Why do you think every starlet's got that new fucking square chin? Courtney Cox. There's a chin implant to keep that taut.
What's Ariana's like testicle chin about that she's got now?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't really.
She's got a little.
She's a little young for plastic, isn't she?
I don't know.
I don't know.
She's got a little knob on her chin. Why do you want more chin? Just go borrow some from Reese Witherspoon. Like,
sorry.
I'm Vera. I don't get why you do this and why you do this. There's like
to make all this skin look tight again.
That's when you go get your buccal fat removed. So you go like this.
No, if you get to a certain age and you take that buccal fat out, everything goes. Yeah.
Removing
the buccal fat for that gauntlet only works when you're 25. Yeah, that only works when you're 25.
Steve, by putting implants here and by getting this, you get that
Yeah.
Look, that's what they got to do. It's gonna stay
And
like
you
that.
know, the old facelift, you end up with the cat eyes because everything's being pulled into your hairline.
They get
Yeah.
Botox. You got
We
this.
should do that.
I'm gonna do that.
Are you kidding me? Like this shit yank? Look at that. Look in a New
I'm gonna
York.
get this. I know it's only tiny. But I want to go from this
Let me
to
blink from
this.
my
I just want to
asshole.
go back to that.
I want this shit gone.
I don't know
This
what
little-
this
I
is.
want to blink from my asshole.
I just want a little bit of an eye, like a little bit. Oh, hi, I'm awake. Because don't you hate it?
Rarely.
Don't you hate it when you have to be on camera or you take a photo and you've got that one eye bigger than the other thing? What is that? What is
Thyroid,
that?
or it's
What is that? What is that?
could be thyroid issues, could be
What is that?
You know,
What is that?
could
it's not
actually
like
be
that
brain
all the
cancer
time.
can do that.
Oh, God, thanks, Vera.
Huh?
What is Lindsay
Now next
Lohan
time-
saying? You
Now
girls,
next
I
time one
have
eye's
friends.
bigger than the other, I'm going to have brain cancer.
It
Oh,
can be a lot of things, is what I'm saying. Mine is from
WebMD.
thyroid. Mine is from thyroid.
WebMD, I'm going to fucking die. That's all good.
To WebMD.
Wait,
Google
I know, it's
Scholar.
always best case scenario, WebMD. Help me. Google your symptoms. It'll make you feel real
I'm gonna
good about
die.
life.
You wouldn't do anything. You're dying.
You're dying,
dead.
yes.
Diet.
You're
dying,
dead.
James.
It
You're
doesn't
dying.
matter what the fuck it is. You're dead. It's just
Should we
what
get
it
on?
be.
Should we get on to some good New Year's news?
Yes, please.
I guess so. Fuck
Gypsy
me.
Rose
for
Blanchard
fuck's
had a baby.
Oh, this is not good news. Move
Oh.
the fuck on.
Gypsy
The
Rose
murderer.
Blanchard. Remember that girl?
The
who was
mentally
murdered?
ill murderer.
Oh, yeah.
She's had a baby.
Let's celebrate. She got out of jail and she had a baby. Yay,
I just love, and we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. How she was like, I think it's a pity that my mother will never meet her granddaughter.
The grandchild.
Well,
What a pity.
whose fault
Should have
is
killed
that,
her.
Lexi?
Honey, it's
fault is
only
that?
because of one person.
I told
Yeah.
her to repeat itself.
Oh yeah, you better treat that kid right, or next Mother's Day.
I wonder-
Oh girl, you
I wonder if she
You
got
going
like genetically
down.
tested. Because like
For
whatever the
Munchausen's?
fuck this bitch has brewing inside her, I'm sure she gave to that poor child.
yeah, because
I
I'm
don't
sure
think
that,
they can
sure
genetically
that
test for
mental
Lucifer.
illness doesn't go away.
What?
I
What
don't
did he
think-
say?
They can't test for Lucifer in the genetics booth.
you
You know what I mean? I don't know if there's like a Casey Anthony Susan Smith gene. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Usually, if you lift the hairline, there's 666.
Yeah,
Well-
somewhere in the back of the neck.
Speaking as a medical professional, those genes have not yet been isolated.
There you go. Maybe they skip a generation, and Gypsy really is fucked. Like she's like,
No, she's not.
Gypsy. Yeah, Gypsy's going to the home. She's going to the home. She can't be having it. Literally. She's Shady Pines, ma. Shady Pines. Someone else who has seen in the new year with a bit of controversy. Ex-Tina, who is looking.
Good God, she is
Look at
tiny.
Christina Aguilera.
What's she doing? It's like some.
Well,
what happened to her face?
That's some
well,
Manjaro.
This is the problem. This is the problem because she is a bit feisty about life because the whole of this year people have been commenting about her weight, her appearance, her whatever she's doing, yada, yada, yada. And she did a rather lengthy post on her New Year's Eve thing. This is what she said. This is a reminder to everyone that you are your own storyteller in your own life. No one else can dictate who you are. No one deserves an explanation. I'm evolved enough to know that nothing comes easy and no one is perfect. Everyone will judge you no matter what you do and what you don't do. Acceptance comes from accepting yourself first and the difficult journey it takes to sometimes get there. I celebrate everyone taking the time to put one step in front of the other, one step in front of the next every day in order to build the next version of themselves for the better, allowing yourself grace, patience, and respect. And I can't really fault her there because you know what? It really isn't anyone's business if she is on Ozempic.
No, it's not. But
is she on Ozempic?
she looks
let's
great.
be honest.
She looks great. It's all about how she feels.
Yeah. And
If she felt good at size 16 or size 12 or whatever size she was, then that's her business and not ours. If she feels good now, that's her business and not ours.
No, but I get it because the minute people like run into me, they're like, "Oh my God, you've lost a lot of weight. Are you on the shot?"
Oh yeah.
Like, no, actually, it's crack.
Wait on that goddamn shot.
No, and they're like, actually, no. The doctor put me on pills, and they're like, "What?" Oh, they're like, "So Ozempic pills?" I'm like,
Ozempic
no,
pills. That's not a thing.
It's been around for years.
It's not a thing.
So I mean, it's like.
But you know what, Jeffrey? If you starved yourself and worked out too many hours a day, they'd still be asking you what you did.
Well, I don't really give a fuck because either way, the fucking weight's falling off, bitch. That's the goal, right? I don't give a rat's ass, right?
But this is the
not
thing.
For them.
That's what I was about to say. It depends on who you're doing it for, because there are a lot of people who are doing it to be, I have to look like X, Y, and Z and do this. I know. Well, let's be totally transparent. Out of this panel, there are 4 of us that have tried / are doing some kind of jab / pill / something, or have done. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not on anything, no.
I am. No, and look, nobody gives a fuck.
No.
Absolutely not.
Right,
One person in my life has said something about the fact that I've lost weight.
Yeah.
No, my thing is, bitch, I was
One
that's
person.
what motherfucking called me and give me $7 motherfucking million, okay? Because Kirstie Alley and me should have been like this, because I was weight every time she was, but nobody was cutting me a motherfucking check.
Oh, Jeffrey, if I had $50,000 every time I lost 100 pounds, I'd be retired.
But I think the thing that I'm trying to get through is I'm not doing it for other people. I just decided that, it was time to try something different, because everything else I have tried in the 20s / nearly 30 years of trying to fit a societal expectation had not worked and had made me feel worse about myself and made things worse.
I've had a lot of things work, but not long term.
You know, somebody who's getting a divorce and say, "Hey, what happened in your marriage that caused you to get a divorce?"
Some people do.
Some people do.
Most people don't.
I would.
You don't go up to people and say, "Hey, how come the bank took your house?" Hey, how did your grandfather die in a car accident? Did his head get fucking blown off? Like, you just don't usually. So, I mean,
yeah, there's. I think there needs to be. But
you know what?
Everyone's like, this is the social contract that you signed to be famous, and da 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 da. But her not saying anything seems to be the thing that's pissing people off the most.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
Adele said it. She got shit when she was fat for being fat and not being a good role model. And the minute she lost weight, she'd abandoned all fat people, and she was not a good role model.
What he just said, right?
Kelly Clarkson, Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
When you don't say shit about it, though, that kind of like makes it almost a bigger fucking issue, right? Like Star Jones, when you're dropping all that fucking weight and you're not admitting why and how, it causes issues, and it ends up costing you a job.
What is like Fanny Joe down at the local Mega Mart picking up her like little magazine? What's it going to matter to her? Oh, she's doing
just the same with what's her face.
Cheating. It's cheating. It's like it works.
God. What the fuck is her goddamn name?
And it is like having this medication has actually allowed me to exercise more. So,
right, and I mean, I understand
it works for me. It works for Christina. Everyone else can fuck off. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. make more money. Get another job. Do something. If you can't afford it, then that's like
Well,
Kelly Osbourne's like, oh, blah blah blah. Look, Kelly Osbourne's another one she said something about poor people and Ozempic. I'm like, it's not even the fact that it's about poor people. It's just the malice that people have when someone's trying to do something for themselves.
well,
like,
there's hundreds of people on every day in your life who are willing to think less of you because you're overweight. Oh, that's why she got arthritis. That's why her knees went bad, because she's such a fat ass. There's hundreds of people who say she's going to die young. Hundreds of people said, well, she's not married because she's too damn fat. I've gotten shit my whole life because of my weight. Has it stopped me from doing things I wanted to do? No. I've traveled. I've done theater. I performed. I do what I want.
Got that dick. It's all right.
Yeah, I got a few pieces of dick here and there. I'm not going to complain about it.
Pieces.
That's your new TikTok.
A few.
That's a new shirt. I got a few pieces of dick. We live.
But every day there's somebody willing to judge me on how I look.
Yeah.
And like I said, if I had $50,000 every time I lost 100 pounds, I exercised, I did Atkins, I had the surgery, I've been on Weight Watchers, I've been on Jenny Craig,
Did
I've been
you
on
do Tybo?
I did Tybo for a long time. I have lost and gained weight. But the minute you stop the program, whatever it is, it just creeps back up.
Oh,
it's almost as if
I just watched a TikTok about weight gain after you come off the
almost as if my body has
for the rest of my life.
a set point, like it wants to be back to this weight. And I always end up within about 10 pounds of my graduation weight,
It's like you maybe, that's just who you are.
Like that's just who I am, And
Strange.
yeah, I probably could continue to work out 5 hours a day, but I wouldn't have time to work. I certainly would have never gone to nursing school if I was working out 5 hours a day still.
Vera can't go to nursing school. She's got jazzercise at 4. Go, Jane Fonda, squat.
Right.
And squat.
But at the end of the day, I'm the only person that it matters how I feel. Yeah. It doesn't matter to me how you think I should be.
But I think it's just how society is, though, right? We're all judged on what people see, how you act, how you talk. But they do judge you on the first thing
like
they do is look at you.
Right.
Yeah. Like they always say, don't judge a book by its cover. I can guarantee you that's exactly what happens straight up.
Oh, everybody.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, it shouldn't, but it does.
But it does.
In a perfect world, we'd all be fairy princesses and it'd be all good. But it's not a perfect world. So
I think we all are.
There's a few fairies on this panel. Oh, girl. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Vera.
Yes, dear.
We're going to vent early. Because I have
we
a little
are?
conversation. Yeah, I feel like we're going to vent early.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
She's ready.
I'm always seconds away from blowing my top about some shit.
I really want everyone.
Christina, do you want to go first? Christina wants to vent.
Do you want to vent today?
Yeah.
You have something to say. Come on, girl.
I mean, yeah.
Christina craps out.
Quick.
Go.
Yeah. No, all right. So I had a shitty weekend because my son was sick, and most of you know, but some of you don't. My son has autism. He doesn't speak. I don't want to call him nonverbal because he's only 3 and he does say some words. He's learning to talk. Something was wrong with him. He wasn't my son. He was sick on Friday night, throwing up, whatever. Saturday, he woke up with a fever. He's had a febrile seizure in the past, and whatever. So I've always been cautious whenever he gets a fever to just be on top of like Tylenol, Motrin, keeping the fever down. He was fine Saturday. acting normal, wasn't eating much, but was drinking, producing normal diapers, all that crap. Sunday, I had to wake my son up at like almost 9 o'clock, and my kid is on a strict schedule pretty much of 6:30 on the dot almost every single morning. So it was very out of character for him to sleep that late. And he didn't wake up with a fever, but he was lethargic. He was not responded, like he wasn't in the mood to do anything. He just wanted to lay on me, didn't want to eat, didn't want to drink. He did drink his milk, but it was like he didn't want to. Like, it was just a thing. Again, no fever. I called my pediatrician. She tells me to bring him to the ER because they're closed on Sundays, and the stat centers near me do not provide IV, what do you call IV liquids or whatever.
Rehydration.
Right, so that they don't do that there. So that I would have to go to the ER. So just do it there. Just go there because I'm not going to get what I need at the stat centers. I go to the ER. They see us. I tell them what's going on. I tell them that my pediatrician told me to come here because they think my son is dehydrated. She tells me that he's not dehydrated because he's producing normal tears. Now, my son is upset and something is wrong with him. He's in pain and he's crying. I mean, tears are coming down his face. He's not like pouring tears or anything. And he's not like drooling. So it's not like he's over. I don't know. Anyway, they check his ears. The resident checks his ears. The attending comes in to double check his ears. They're fine. So, okay, then I think as his mom, okay, well, if it's not his ears, then it's something more than that, because obviously, again, this isn't my son. And I continually tell them he's autistic. He can't tell me what's wrong with him. He doesn't speak. And every goddamn doctor that walks into that fucking room is asking me, oh, can he tell you what's wrong? Can he tell you what's wrong? Can he point to what's wrong? He can't fucking talk and he can't fucking point. He's fucking 3. He doesn't understand. Can you point to your tummy? Can you tell me where it hurts? He doesn't understand that. Like, he can understand, do you want more milk? He can understand those things. He doesn't understand, doesn't tell me where it hurts. He just knows something's wrong. And I know, as his mom, something is wrong. So I'm telling her, with tears streaming down my fucking face, this is not my son. This is not my son. I said something's wrong with him because at this point, he's like arching his back and he's crying, he's freaking out. And again, to her, it's an angry, autistic, out of control child. That's what any other nurse would see, is that it's just another kid who cares about himself. But again, that's not my son.
This obviously goes a long way to what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago about having to advocate for yourself 100% of the time, because
it seems like they weren't allowing Christina to advocate for her son.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you were to just take that response and go, yeah, that's fine, but right. And I think
did they guys ever give you a diagnosis or a satisfactory answer?
So time goes on. I'm waiting for things to happen. They gave my son Motrin. He fell asleep on my chest because we were there for over an hour waiting for somebody to come and do a nasal swab. The nasal swabbed him and they sent us on our way. Nobody laid a finger on him. Nobody palpated his stomach. Nobody felt his glands. Nobody touched him. Nobody did anything except for check his ears and check his throat.
No blood work?
No blood work. Nothing was taken. So, and no IV, after I continually expressed that this is why I'm here, is to get him IV hydration. Like, that's why I'm here. I wouldn't come to the fucking ER to get his fucking ears looked at,
Right.
So I get home and he's still in pain. And I'm laying with him and his back is on me. finally, because the whole day he was resting his head on me. I was rubbing his back the whole time. It wasn't like he was laying with his back on me. So we're on the couch and he's laying with his back on me this time when we're watching TV, and I'm feeling his stomach, and his stomach is rock hard. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, no. And then I thought to myself, I even said to Jeff, I go, nobody touched him. I'm like, nobody touched my fucking son. Like, why wouldn't somebody touch him? Like, it blew my fucking mind. Nobody even listened to his lungs, Vera. Nobody even listened to his lungs. Nobody put a stethoscope to my son. Like, that's another thing that blew my mind. Nobody touched him because, again, he's autistic. He's out of control, right? This is not, again, when I drop my son off at his facility, I see other autistic children. My son is not an ADD autistic child. Right. He is just autistic. So he does not, I don't want to say out of control. I'm sorry for using those terms, but he is not ADD. So
and
when he
emotional
acts like this,
outbursts are not his normal pattern.
Not at all. No, my son is very calm. So again, it's just, so I call the pediatrician again and I tell her, listen, my son's stomach's rock hard. I don't know what to do. Now I'm concerned because then I tell her what the hospital did and what they didn't do. And she goes, get him Gas X and see if that works. You could pick up a suppository too and see if that'll help, whatever. And then we'll follow up tomorrow at the doctor's office. So I got him Gas X. He was fine that night. The next day, he was okay. He's fine now. I gave him the suppository. Everything ended up being fine. He came back, the nasal swab came back with Corona NL63. The hospital calls me on Monday and tells me that he came back positive for Corona NL63. I said, what the fuck is that? I didn't say what the fuck, but I said, what is that? She goes, it's like before COVID. Like it's not as severe as COVID. It's not COVID. She goes, it's just like cold symptoms. I go, he didn't have cold symptoms. My son didn't have cold symptoms. He doesn't have a runny nose. He's not sneezing. He's not coughing. He doesn't have an ear infection. He doesn't have a sinus infection. Nobody would even listen to his fucking lungs. So nobody even knew what he had. Like, what did you do for me? You give him Motrin. I could have given him fucking Motrin at home. Like, this is retarded. Like, oh my God. Anyway, I follow up with this doctor. Everything is fine. He's fine. It just really hurts to try to advocate and nobody listens. Nobody gives a fuck. And it just threw me for a loop that you go to the hospital and not even they can help you. And
right.
I mean,
I am so sorry that you had this experience.
Believe me,
I
furious.
think that if it happens to you again and your doctor makes a recommendation like that, you should ask your doctor to call ahead and explain to the ER why she is sending you there.
I'm getting a new pediatrician.
Yeah, I would.
I think one that specializes in autistic children. Because
and I might find a new local ER. I don't know how many hospitals are near you, but not every hospital is the same.
Stony Brook Hospital is a level 1 pediatric center. So
okay.
I mean, they are really the best one that I could go to.
Well, you did not get the best care.
No,
even if they are the best hospital, you did not get the best care. And
I got a survey and I responded to everything in it. So they definitely heard from me. I was very calm in my responses to my questions and everything. I just said, like, my son was not checked out. He wasn't touched. Nobody touched my child. Nobody reviewed him. No stethoscope was taken out. No, I don't know if that's even like a thing anymore. If doctors
it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. It's absolutely a thing.
Like, nobody listened to him.
I work psych and I use my stethoscope every day.
Yeah, like it just I don't know. It made me very, very sad as a mom and as an advocate and as an autism mom, like for the community.
I'm so sorry that you had that experience. It's a horrible experience.
But it's
You know?
important that it's important that she talks about it because
Yeah.
this is the world that we are going to be living in from now on because of the rise of diagnosed autism, ADD, all this kind of thing. It's the world
Right.
that we live in. So the society that is supposed to care for us and look after us and do the X, Y, and Z of it all needs to do better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
So-
I almost like kind of regret telling them, because maybe then it wouldn't have been looked like
Maybe
as,
if you
as
hadn't
if
said
it was.
which is unfortunate. If that's actually the way they operate in that ER, then that's really not the correct way to proceed. They should have
Yeah.
all the information.
You know what else is funny is that now that I'm thinking about it, like the woman who like you go in, they take his vitals first. So somebody checks his vitals, takes his blood pressure, his temperature. And she's, he's sitting on my lap and she's talking to him and she goes, "Oh, where does it hurt, buddy?" She's like, "How you feeling?" Blah blah blah. And I didn't even say anything at first. And then she's like, how do you think you would do like with a something temperature? I don't know.
Rectal.
She said she's going to take it something.
Oh,
It wasn't rectal,
axial.
but
Yep, axial.
axial. There you go.
Yep.
And I go, I don't know. I go, I don't know. I said he's autistic, so he's not going to understand you. And she's like, "Oh, I see that." And I go, "Oh, you." And I didn't even say like anything. I thought to myself, she sees that. Does he look fucking autistic? What do you mean?
Yeah,
you see
that's
that?
bullshit.
Like, what do you mean? You fucking?
That's an ill-trained nurse.
Oh my god! When she said that, I was like, okay. It's just unfucking real. Oh.
All right, Dogsy says it's like this all over though. I had a heart defect, didn't know about it for most of my life. I spent 5 months back and forth with doctors in the UK, all telling me I had anxiety. It turns out I had to have surgery.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You are your own advocate, especially. But when you're a parent, it's like,
thank you for sharing that with us. I know that it's probably not the easiest thing.
I'm sorry, that was a lot longer.
No, it's important. It's important that
it's okay. That's okay.
Christina, it's why there's things like Ryan's Rule exists now, where if you're not happy in Australia with the consultation that you've just had about your family member or yourself, you can escalate it to a third party to come in and do their own consultation. So hopefully moving forward, there'll be things like that here in your country because why
really?
Yeah.
Just more holes in the medical system in America.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
All
right, Vera. You ready?
I'm always ready.
Lettervents. Oh my god, a cigarette.
Thank you. As I said, thank you for sharing that, Christina, because I think it's important, especially at this time of year. And kids are always sick. It's just what happens. But you have to be able to at least hope that the people you go to help for can help you. So when that doesn't happen, I think it needs to be shared. So thank you very much.
Yeah,
that was tough. All right, V, here we go.
Sorry,
Vera, Vent. Hold on, let's do it.
Yesterday morning, we all woke up to the horrible news that something horrible had happened in New Orleans. Before I was even out of fucking bed, Josh Hawley, Sean Hannity, Mike Johnson, Mike Walsh, all sorts of Republican Congress people were on Fox News bitching about how the investigation needs to start now, about how this is a direct result of Biden's open border policy and Biden needs to be put on trial and Christopher Wray needs to be put on trial and every member of the Congress who kept that border open needs to be put on trial. Guys, look in the fucking mirror. You are the ones that killed the border bill. But let's not go there. Let's go back to the fact that this man was an American citizen. This man with an Islamic name and a very white face. He looked as ethnic as I do. He did not look overtly. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm confusing him with the other person. But he was American citizen. He went to American schools. He grew up in Texas. He served in our military. Not a foreign actor, not coming over the border. There's no border where he grew up. He's an American citizen. But let's talk about the immediate politicization of this tragedy. Every time there's a mass shooting or a school shooting, every Republican who doesn't want to talk about gun control says, it's not the time to politicize this. But every one of those fuckers was on the air before I got out of bed to politicize this and to make it Joe Biden's fault. Well, let's talk about terrorism in America. Who's committing terrorism in America? You know? You think you know where I'm going? Under the Trump administration, there were 180 considered acts of terrorism. Under the Biden administration, there have been 40. Of those terrorists in the last 8 years, those terrorist activities in the last 8 years, 85% of them have been attributed to men. 65% of them are white men. Only 13 of them were Islamic. Only 8 of them were black. 8% of them were black. And 4% were Asian, and 2% were Hispanic. 2%, the smallest number in that list of percentages is Hispanic. These are the people you're bitching about coming over the border. These are the people that you don't want in our country. They've committed less crime than 65% white males. Okay? The 2017 Vegas shooting was a white male where 58 people were killed and 800 people were wounded. But you wouldn't politicize that because it wasn't the time to talk about bump stocks and gun control. But you'll politicize this about an American citizen? On tonight's news, there was 11 minutes from the start of the news until they finished talking about the Islamists in New Orleans. And then they spent 3 minutes on the white guy in Vegas. And the last 35 seconds of the white guy, they were comparing him to the Islamists. And you know what they never, ever talked about? The arrest in Virginia, where they recovered 150 explosive devices by a white guy. It was the biggest haul of man-made explosives in FBI history. And it was a man who had all sorts of radicalization, stuff on his Facebook page, a history of complaining that no lives matter, a map of the Capitol, and 150 pipe bombs, as well as batches of material to make more pipe bombs and recipes for different types of pipe bombs. Did you see one thing on the news about the guy in Virginia? I didn't. But yet, it's the border. It's the fucking border. Let's forget that Joe Biden in the last year deported 700,000 people who were committing crimes in this country and here illegally. That's more than under the Trump administration. That's 1 year. 1 year. The border's broken because you want it to be broken. And the first thing you're talking about is keeping HB1 visas. Because you want a cheap labor force so that you can increase your profits. That's the truth about Trump and Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. So don't quote blaming the border, you fucking assholes. And Josh Hawley, you goddamn coward, we all watched you run your fucking scared ass out through the Capitol on January 6th because you knew what those white terrorists were going to do if they managed to get into Congress and get their hands on people. So you, who knew all about it all along and made apologies for them every day since, ran your fucking ass across the Capitol and we got it on film. But you stand there in your ivory tower and you complain about the border. Fuck you all.
Merry Christmas. Luke's shocked. Luke is shocked. Shocked.
Yeah, my
Oh,
co-host just left.
Jeffrey Melton. Just like Wicked.
Jeffrey never listens to my shit.
That's all right. I have a very nice little something for you guys as a gift to go into the New Year's to fill us with joy and happiness. Are you ready for this week?
What the?
Now, we know that there's been a Christmas miracle, right? You know, Christmas miracle, manger, all that kind of thing. Beautiful story.
Right.
Have you heard about the miracle that happened at
Hip hugger?
Hip
No.
Huggers strip club?
no.
Okay.
Oh,
Please.
but you know what?
This is
The
gonna go-
Republican Party would deport them because they were refugees in Palestine illegally. Go ahead.
Kokomo. This comes from the Kokomo Press. Exotic dancer gives birth at Hip Huggers. First recorded birth at location. The audience at the Hip Hugger got an unexpected surprise early Thursday morning. Witnesses say a dancer gave birth to a healthy baby boy.
We got the 2 for 1.
Around 12:56 a.m. Thursday morning, paramedics were rushed to 805 Belvedere Drive after witnesses called saying one of the dancers was giving birth on the stage.
Oh my god.
By the
Well,
time the
do you
medics
think they're going to
arrived,
take maternity leave?
What time
You
is this?
know.
by the time the medics arrived, the baby was already delivered and wrapped in a blanket for warmth. Several other dancers and a female bartender were credited with coaching the woman through birth. The mother, whose stage name is Cinnamon, Sinnamon, was 38 weeks pregnant and said she was originally supposed to be on maternity leave, but the money is so good around the holidays, it was hard for her to pass up. Cinnamon also says she's very thankful for her fellow employees for their help and plans on naming her child Theo Hugger Thompson in club's honor. She is currently resting at Howard Community Regional Health.
I got a question for, I mean, I know you're both gay, but are men really turned on by watching a pregnant woman dance?
I can't imagine.
No, I get it. Like, I can totally see it. Like, I mean, I've heard things from the guys, like the straight men that I know, and I think it's just like because they can't get them pregnant.
I think it's a fetish there, isn't there?
Yeah, there's definitely a fetish there too. Like, I get it, but like, dude, like when you're ready to go, like, what are you doing? Like, I just know where I was at 9 months. Like, bitch, you couldn't get me off the fucking couch. Like, I don't know how she was like dropping it low and like hugging a pole. I don't. That's
But the average punter coming to that club too wouldn't be like, I'm going to go and see myself a 9-month pregnant stripper tonight. Like,
it was Thursday. No. It was Thursday morning. It's hardly the A-League lineup.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. Like, it was definitely the '80s crowd. Like.
But look,
every
time,
look,
it's been a show about emotion and drama and, you know, how horrible the world is, but fresh cinnamon
buns. You got a new segment, Christina Cries.
Fresh cinnamon buns get delivered on the
Beer
daily.
events, Christina Cries.
So we're gonna be like cinnamon. We're gonna take our lead from cinnamon and keep chasing that paper in the new year. Even if it ends up with us giving birth on stage.
Not happening.
It's been real, kids. Thanks for sharing your time and your stories with us, and we will see you all next week on Uncensored Radio. Play it up on aisle 4.
Stage.